Hello and welcome my fab fans to Glam's new video. Am I starting at the bottom? Yes, because I know as soon as it slowly falls off my desk, it's gonna come closer to me. And it will be less likely to get as bent. I'd like to prevent it from being bent in any way, shape, or form while I work on it. Also reminds me, I need to get at least one more piece of tape. I'm going to leave it mostly uncovered. I'm going to start with these colors because they didn't fit in my case, so it just seems valid to go with these first to clear up my trays so I can do one at a time instead of have too much extra. This is not the right font. Okay. I'm going to try to do all of the ones in this tray, which is B. I did label all of these trays 5 seconds ago. I looked at the color, matched it to the number. I did not remember which one was which, so let's hope I was correct. I mean, I'm pretty good at seeing what color is what, so I'm pretty confident that I did this right. And the main reason I started with the bottom is because I'm really excited about filling her eyes in, and I would like to save best for last. And that just looks like the most fun, is to work on her face. But also down here, it says Lucy on the necklace. I'm pretty sure that was unintentional, because I don't see very many Y's in the necklace. And there's only like 3 U's. Maybe 4. The rest are her skin. So the fact that it says a name on her necklace is really awesome. And such a cool little detail that they probably did unintentionally. I will state I got all of my diamond darts off of Temu. And I said during live that my friend decided, you know what, I want to choose diamond darts again for you. And I was like, you know what, sure, why not? So now you're just gonna be stuck with a diamond dart at least once a week with me working on it. That's if I finish this within a week. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'll finish this within 7 videos. 7 hours to do this whole thing? Doubt it. M&Rs take forever. I'm pretty quick at it, yeah. Not 7 hours quick. Okay. Okay. I also made it so that if there's ties on any polls, that my moderators now have the overrule. They can decide which one they want. They were like, you don't have to pay us, but give us veto power or an extra vote. I was like, you know what? Sure. Why not? They ask for special privileges, and I'll say sure. To be fair, one of my moderators, I let him edit my videos for practice. So now, when he gets an editing job in the future, he can use me as proof that he got practice. I know the editing wasn't that great, but it was good enough. He just never messed with like the detailed settings. Didn't tone it down. I usually just let it be because I was on such a tight like schedule. I mean, I filmed 9 videos a day at that time. There was no way an editor could keep up with that, especially if they didn't get paid properly. I did pay them. I hope you know. I did. I did end up paying them. Mainly because he kept saying not to. And I was just like, but like, I don't believe in free child labor. I actually talked to his parents. That was a discussion that happened. And he was like, I don't think I can keep up with it anymore. And I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to. I just won't edit my videos anymore unless it's by myself. But I also will state that the videos that I did take my time to edit got less views, so I stopped doing that altogether. If I made $250 a day, I'd be so happy with my life. My mom says my YouTube channel is a waste of time. That hurts. Because I work very hard on my channel, and I want it to grow, and I want to build my fan base. And usually the only way to really convince her that it's worth anything is when people send me money or free things. Just because then she thinks I'm actually earning something from this. And that was the primary goal. I mean, I would do YouTube regardless of money or not. I don't get anything usually. The main reason I started doing YouTube was for fun and to share my hobbies, and I liked getting views. The views themselves are what make me happy to do content. And the comments, mainly comments actually. When I posted my first like popular video, when I did a loot cosplay, that was like a closet cosplay. It was really bad closet cosplay. But I got so many comments saying emo loot, and I found that so funny. And that's what motivated me to even start filming in the first place. Like, I know a lot of those comments were meant to be insults or negative, but I thought it was so funny and so entertaining to read all of those comments. Okay. This tray. Done. I don't see any Z's down here. The Z's start with, like, her hair. I'm gonna try C. That also is in her hair. Okay. Some of the colors are just for her hair. Her hair is gorgeous, though. There we go. Slowly but surely running through these beads. It's been 13 minutes. I barely made any progress. Ah! So my friend, she was in the shower and she heard a noise and she asked for her husband to come over via the chat and he didn't. And she was like, "How dare you leave me in here defenseless after I heard a scary noise." The thing is, she has 3 cats and 2 kids and a husband. Chances are it was one of those items that made that noise. The amount of times that I hear something just fall in the middle of the night, I know it's my uncle. When he falls hard. I unintentionally called him legless when I meant to say his legs don't work. And that's still one of the funniest misunderstandings. That I'm never gonna be let down by that. But I honestly don't want to, because I want them to bring it up. It's so funny. That was the better answer. The legless uncle. Something a lot of people realize, though, is I'm really mean when I'm hungry. Also, when I say man-child, some people are like, "Do you know what that really means?" And I'm like, "No, but I will tell you how I mean it." And I mean, I just see it as a person who is childish but an adult. A childish man-child. I use the word very literally. I know some people use it as an insult. I just think it's a funny way to describe a person who likes to play video games as an adult. It's quite a normal hobby to have as an adult. I mean, you have money. Why wouldn't you play video games? What's the point of having money if you can't have fun? It adds man-child, according to my form of the definition. Person who likes to have fun. Who wants to grow up? Instead, have fun and enjoy life while you still have it. Live your best life. Something I will never understand, though, is why would a man marry a woman if he doesn't want to spend time with her? If you don't like women, why are you with women? I like women. I like being around them. That's why I wouldn't mind being with one. I don't like men, and I don't like being around them. This is probably why I don't see my dad very often, despite living in the same house. Not his fault. I don't hate my dad. I love my dad. He's awesome, but we have our differences. I mean, same thing with my mom. I love my mom. Would I spend time with her for very long on purpose? No. I don't really want to. I don't hate her. I love her. But she can be a little bit much sometimes. Same thing with my stepmom. Never hated her. She just can be a little much sometimes. I am getting whispered at in my ears. I hate it so much. I don't like it when people start whispering. It cringes me. makes me cringe so bad when people whisper. Because it just makes it so much easier to hear a person as if they're whispering. I know, ironic. You'd think it would make it so much harder to hear a person. But for some reason, when a person starts whispering, my ears lock in. And I'm gonna hear whatever is said so much louder than if you weren't whispering. And it's probably because the tone is more in the pitch that range that I can hear properly. Some tones of voice disappear entirely to my ears, and I feel so disabled. There's this one dude, though, every time he tries to order, I cannot hear a single word come out of his mouth. He doesn't increase the volume of his voice either. Nothing changes. I cannot hear shit. And then I'm just like, okay, guess I'm deaf. Nothing made me feel more disabled than trying to have a conversation with a man that I cannot hear at all, physically. And the thing is, none of my coworkers were hopping on immediately to help me, despite me still not being able to hear this man. Like, none of them were helping me after I realized I could not physically hear him no matter what. But they could. I mean, they were still struggling, but they could hear him. I feel like that was the first day that they realized how tone deaf I really am. A disability is a disability regardless. And sometimes there is just no way around it. There is no fix. There is just, you have to live with the issue now. I do have the letter P. See, down here, P looks like a pale blue. But when I'm looking at the beads, it's a purplish brown. Hmm. Sometimes I'm like on autopilot when I'm at work, though. And so if you hand me something because it was wrong, it's immediately gonna get thrown in a trash can. And then I'm gonna grab you the correct item. Something you guys can do though, whenever you make an order online, is if you call the business about it, being like if you want it to be a different item or ask before it's made, we'll just switch out the item. But as soon as we hand it to you, we're not really supposed to. We probably will though, because honestly, a small side we don't really care about. Sometimes we give y'all extra chicken at my store because the pieces are small. I mean, sometimes the legs look dehydrated, so we give an extra one. There was a lot of extra C's. The thing about this one is I'm gonna have to move it to film the next video. But technically, 2 challenge videos were voted for. So I can work on a challenge video first. I prefer the drawing challenge ones over just an anime character. It's a nice break where I can just be creative. But I am quite excited about the character I'm going to cosplay next. Right. I keep readjusting the way I'm sitting for comfort reasons. Okay, I did this one too. I'm glad I'm adding grippies on my thing, on my tool, but I kind of wish the grippies were thicker, so I kind of want to wrap something around my tool to make it better. You know, from the amount of beads in this one, do you think I could finish this whole section? I actually have had fans send me money through my Cash App before, and I have spent it on my channel only every single time. Something I'll never understand is why people change their profile pics so much. Someone explained it to me as they get really bored with their photo, and I stick usually with the same one for a year, maybe more. And the main reason I do that is because I want my photo to be more recognizable. Like, you see my title card, you know it's me, type stuff. I really am barely making a dent in these. I have a feeling I have enough here to finish this color and start on some of this. Hmm. The one thing I never like seeing is unhappy marriages. And most of the issues stem from the lack of communication. If you cannot talk to each other, you shouldn't be talking to anyone at all. Like, because then you're just making your problems other people's problems instead of fixing the issue where it lies. And that's within the lack of communication in your own home. There's different parenting styles, different communication pathways, and different ways people understand each other. That's why I always believe in couples therapy and talking things out. Sometimes neither side is looking for a solution. They're just looking to complain. And that usually happens when one side of the relationship has no friends. It's very important for y'all to have your own friend groups, separate from within the relationship. People need friends. 3 good friends, 3 close and well-off friends. I have one in-person, best friend, and then I have my coworker who's also a really good friend of mine. And I'm so lucky to have them both. They were friends with each other first, though. But they kind of struggle at talking to each other, and there's constant miscommunication error. Something my online friends do, though, the married couple, that is also my moderators, is they like to ask me for art advice. And so I just take their drawings into Procreate, I edit the lines, and then I give it back to them and describe what I changed and how I changed it slightly. One of them was struggling to draw legs and said it kind of end up looking like cat legs. And the only reason they kept looking weird is because she drew them too skinny. And then they looked perfectly fine after I thickened up the lines and made the legs slightly wider. The shoes apparently look weird. I can't tell. I don't know how to draw shoes. I let her know, good luck on the shoes. I don't know how to draw those. I will admit, I don't know how to draw shoes. Every single time I've tried to draw shoes, they always looked like shit. So I've just established that I'm not gonna draw shoes. That's not in my skill set, and I won't. I probably should practice it, though. I've been practicing a bunch of different art styles. Might as well practice shoes, you know? I knew there would be enough here for this. I feel like I barely did anything. I feel like I'm barely making a dent in any of these. Uh, My friend wanting to maintain her privacy, though, I fully respect her privacy and would never force her to be on camera. Especially not after work. We look like shit. Especially on Wednesday. Yep, I knew I had enough for there, and there's still so much in this tray. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna end the video there. I made barely any progress. Anyway, peace, love, have a good day, my fab fans, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!